Hey folks, Mike with TV Parts Today. On the table behind me I've got a Sony unit. It is an XBR-65X850D. I'm going to show you how to take the boards out of this unit. As always, give us a call at 1-800-203-7484 to place any orders, and let's get into it. All right folks, first on the list today is this main board. We want to get this flashing removed off of this one. Just pinch right there on that coax cable and you should be able to just slide this whole thing forward. And you can keep this for later. Save it in case you need to. If you're swapping out your main board, this will go right onto it, just in case you don't get one. At this point, we can start working on these clips. This guy here, we're just going to pinch down in the middle, pull that straight out. Same with this little bitty one here. There is a little bit of a lever there. Just make sure you press on it before you pull it out. This one right here, pinch it on the sides and pull it out. I'm going to use two hands because this style can give me a bit of grief. There we go. These LVDS cables here, you can, if you take a look on your board, you're going to see a strip of plastic right there. You're just going to press down on the center part of that and just shimmy this cable out. Be very gentle with it. Same exact thing with this one. Press down in the middle, shimmy it out. This one here's got a latch on top. You're going to press down to release that and pull that whole thing out of there. And at this point, I believe all we've got are just a few screws, so let's get to it. Be gentle lifting up in case of any adhesive. Feels like there is actually, not on the back of this, but in the back of the unit right here. And that is our main board. All right, moving on to the T-Con board here. This one does have the metal shielding on it, so we are going to need to do some maneuvering with this one to get this board out of here. If you follow this cable all the way this direction, that is your speaker wire. Just pinch right there, and that comes just free. And now as we come back to the T-Con, we're going to work on getting this tape removed and get it out of your way. It'll make it a lot easier for you to work on this unit. Just peel that off, put it wherever you want. You can save it for later. Moving on to this one right here. Best course of action is to get a flathead screwdriver. There is a little lever. You can just press on here to get this to release. There we go. Now that we've got that out of the way, you can just close that up, make sure it doesn't get in the way of your cabling. Let's lift up this piece of tape here as well. Just kind of get some leverage underneath of it. Peel that up and away. Put it here. And now, let's get this last strip of tape right here up and out of the way. There we go. Now then. If you follow these cords back up here to the Wi-Fi chip, you'll notice this little antenna cable. You can just lift your finger up underneath of that, and that gold connector piece right there should just come free from that board. Gently just move that to the side. This piece right here, we're just going to pinch on that center part and pull it out, and that'll come free very easily. Now at this point, we do have another clip right here. We need to get these screws removed, so let's get that out of the way. Now we're going to lift up on this, and we're going to flip it over on this other side here. And you should notice that it is clipped in here with another, just another pinch and pull kind of situation there on the head. Just pinch on that lever, pull that right on out of there, and sit your IR sensor off to the side. At this point, it looks like we've just got our cablings here. Keep in mind with these T-Cons, you are going to have two ribbon cables coming down this direction. So we need to be very careful whenever we lift up on this. We're going to fold it this direction, since that is where we are all tied down to, and it's all loose on this side. You can remove this tape here if you would like. If not, you can leave it. We're just going to leave it here. For this one here, this plug, there is a lever right there on the back in the middle. You're going to push that down and pull it on out. There we go. These two LVDS cables, you're going to squeeze them on the sides, shimmy it out that direction. These can give you some grief, so be very patient and gentle with these. Let's try it from this side. There we go. We're getting a little bit more going. And We're almost there. There we go. That one's out of the way. Now we can work on the bigger one here. Pinch them. Kind of rock it back and forth. There we go. All right, at this point, we've just got a handful of screws around the outside. Keep in mind with these, it will probably be adhered to the T-con. So whenever we go to lift this plate up, we might want to pinch down gently on here for some leverage to keep the T-con from coming up with it. We don't know if that T-con is actually screwed into the panel on its own, or if it is these screws here on the housing that are keeping it into place. So keep that in mind with these. Let's have another look-see to make sure we've got all the screws out of the way before we start to pulling. And it looks like we have. So be very gentle. You can feel some amount of resistance, and you can see that whole T-con kind of shaking with this. That tells me that the T-con was held in place by the screws on this mounting plate here, and it is also adhered, more than likely right here. So as we lift up, just kind of gently press down to separate the T-con from the rest of this plate. We do want that to be separate. Look underneath the hood. Looks like we are going to be good. The reason why you want to always look and be gentle is because of these two ribbon cables. You don't want to have this attached to this plate as you flip it over and then you rip those ribbon cables and then you're out of luck. All right, at this point we can work on these two ribbons. Just flip up, maybe hold it in place with one hand so that way you don't get a whole lot of movement on the board. Flip up those flaps, pull these ribbons straight on out. And now we can remove the T-con. There is no more adhesive on the back of this. This is just a spacer that stays on the back here to hold it into place. And if you take a look at this plate, that is our piece of adhesive that was right here on this chip on the T-con, which attached the two of them. And that's our T-con. All right, last thing we're going to work on this unit is removing this power supply. We've got one clip here on the side, two over here on this direction. All three of them are going to be a pinch and pull situation. There is a lever. Pinch it, pull it out. Same with these two. Pinch, pull, pinch, pull. And then we've just got some screws around the outside of this board. Be gentle in case it's adhered. It is not. And that is our power supply. And there we go. That's all she wrote on this unit. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, your first order will qualify for 20% off. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching another TV Parts Today repair video. If you have a question regarding your TV repair, post a comment and we will try to help. And don't forget, you can help us and stay up to date by subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Also, check us out on Facebook for exclusive promo codes.